Hello everyone. After a little bit of setup and troubleshooting, I believe I can return with a little bit more Dark Souls, and hopefully a little bit better audio quality than the last episode. I think I managed to balance things fairly well. Already jumped into the game. Just wanted to get the lay of the land again before I set off. But yeah, where we left off, we are approaching Sen's Fortress. Hopefully, to see a little bit more about this whole fate of the undead. I think I mentioned last time that Sen's Fortress is a bit of what you might call a funhouse. It surprises and delights all who enter its halls. You can probably tell, even from right here, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on in here, which I will demonstrate hopefully in just a moment. Yep, we got friends. We got friends. Ow, we got big friends. Well, that kind of worked. So yeah, even before you're able to step inside the door, we got Lizard Men. And they are not kind. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, not kind at all. Well, I think that's about it for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, that is welcome to Sen's Fortress. It's gonna get a lot dumber than that. But I think I kind of demonstrated a little bit of one of the ways you can turn this little foot trap against your enemy. If I moved up a little bit further, like I am here, it actually affords me a little bit better access to their behinds. I could actually swing. For some reason the button didn't work. Man, they're gonna trap me again. Bait him into attacking and roll away. He did not care for his claymore. Luckily they get rubber banded a little bit if you get really far across this bridge, so you don't necessarily have to deal with both of them. They don't like fire though, I'll tell you that. That is some small consolation of how deep it is. Good old Great Chaos Fireball. Unhand me. Okay. So, now we can actually enter Sen's Fortress. Which, like I said a moment ago, gets nothing but dumber from here. Yeah. It's gonna be a real riot. Luckily, if you are confident in your steps, you can avoid a lot of these initial pitfalls fairly well. Sometimes you can get a lucky backstab on this bridge behind this serpent man. Stagger him out of his attack. Yeah, I forgot how much they do not care about my claymore. You may have noticed some lightning firing down from above me. There's yet another one of our serpent friends. Again, just not kind. Not kind of those people. But they're a little less goofy. And he stepped on a switch. Sen's Funhouse does not discriminate. Get some Titanite shards, which will be very helpful here in a little bit. Maybe a lot of it, but they will be helpful. So yeah, this is one of those areas that will really teach players to not just go rushing into conflict, because you might get steamrolled by a giant boulder. He's not even dead. Look at him go. Hang on. Hang on. I knew there'd be another one. Older friend took care of him. So yeah, we got some booby traps going on here. Luckily the boulders are not super frequent, so we can kind of take a jump down here. Meet up with an old friend. You may have seen when we got in that buddy Siegmeyer managed to get past the outer gate.
Oh ho!
Oh ho!
Ah, where did you come from? Splendid news, I tell you. Ah, so you see my plight. Yes, indeed. I've run up against a wall, or a ball to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, but who knows? Perhaps we'll have another development.
So we have Siegmeyer once again finding himself up against a wall, or a rolling boulder, as it were. He is admittedly a little bit too stout to be outrunning giant rocks. But you know what? I can appreciate a man who knows his limits. For us, since I know the area fairly well, I'm able to have the boulder do my work for me. So we get up here, find another chest. It's not the chest I was thinking it was, actually, but that is a very good ring. This boosts your defense quite a bit, so if you're feeling rather spongy, it's a nice ring to put on. That's right. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do is, Mr. Man is right here. Alright. Man, imagine that smarts. Arrow to the noggin. Happens to the best of us. To snake men as well. If you have ever indulged in the manga Berserk, the snake men are a very clear reference to the early enemies that the protagonist fights in that manga. Man, serpent, demon. Something like that is what he's called. As you can see, boulders are now falling down this area as well. Try and be a pro gamer here, because you can, after the boulder rolls through, run up this little incline. No, but not if you just smack it. Next time. Next time. Alright. Move on. Alright. Now if you run up here, up the right wall. Hopefully you don't get caught in a boulder. Alright. And now you can see the source of these boulders. Here's Sen's Funhouse in all its glory. What you can do here too is press this little lever, direct the boulders yourself. They had not been rolling down this way yet. That just caused them to have a new destination. So I will follow it a little bit. Yep, does not open from this side. A phrase you will get used to seeing if you play this series. It is also also a bit of a trap if you see the spikes up there. So I try not to ride that if I can avoid it. I suppose we could see what we opened up with this boulder. Try and stay out of its way. I'm probably going to get wrecked here. Nope, I forgot about this staircase. Alright. Yeah, where the manservant was chilling before, we now have access to this area in here, which I will not indulge in until I've moved the boulder again. Whoa. Ooh boy. Hopefully they don't move it on me again. Sometimes boulders can move in mysterious circumstances without your interference. But it stayed. Good. What we're now able to do is freely explore this little staircase area. Actually, do a little bit of jump down. This guy. Ah, see, they moved him again. But it's not of tremendous black switch up. An indication that there are magical things afoot. So, what I will do, if I can now, is open up this door, because it does open from this side. Let's make sure which direction that boulder's going. Ah. Since it is choosing not to go down this way, hopefully we will be free to explorate down here. Good. Now, there are a couple things we can see in here, one of which is this gentleman.
You seem quite lucid. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up.
Your good buddy Logan.
I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I could repay you with knowledge and sorcery. This place is melting my mind. The inactivity is repressive.
So, poor Logan's got himself captured here, set up in a cell. But we can make an effort to free him from his plight, and perhaps get some loot as well if we get the right key. Just a little tease area here for you. You're able to see a little bit of where you came from. There's the undead parish in the distance there. Again, the interconnectivity of this world is something they really committed to. They wanted to make a world that kind of flowed seamlessly, one area into another, and I think they succeeded in that. Oh, I don't want to get bouldered on. Doesn't look like we'll have any problem. And probably going to have to move it again. Although I heard it shifting just now. And again. Okay, yeah, they figured it out. I'm probably going to get smacked in the face with a boulder here. But that's okay. Alright, let's twist this back. For posterity's sake. Here. Continue our way upward. I don't often bother with a lot of the little side bits in this area because, as you can tell, the goal is just survive. It's just make it through. Stab some snake men. Often I feel like these snake men are a little bit more generous with items than they're being right now. Who's to say? certainly never obligated to drop items for the young lady that destroys them. Should like it if they did. That was I'm panicking now. I knew he saw me. And I went forward anyway. So yeah, pro gamer tip: kill the dude at the top of the stairs there before you go to the side. We're gonna make some lemonade out of that real quick. Got a few souls I can pop, and more importantly, I've got a couple of large titanite shards. So I can at least get a +7 claim. So maybe.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Indeed. So maybe I can hit these guys a little harder. Make my life a little bit easier. Yeah, this is the gauntlet of Dark Souls. This area really serves to separate what I would call roughly the first half of the game from the second half of the game. And boy oh boy, does it do that. Admittedly, there's not a whole lot of in-game explanation of why this place exists. So it's a little bit of an oddity in that way. I don't know that there's a whole lot of information about who sent or anything like that. This is just their fortress. This is where they lived and had some fun, I guess. Oh. Probably will need that later. But yeah, there's stuff that I'm not going to explore on this run that exists here as well. And drop down, as you can see. The murky blackness may make you think that there is nothing there, but that is not true. There's a lot down there, and it's not kind. I don't know if I've discussed this before, but what I'm doing here to this snake man is a parry. It's kind of a timed block of an enemy attack, which, as you can see, if you get it, will allow you to do quite a bit of damage to them. And, excuse me, will really trivialize some enemies. There's some... I got greedy there. And then I got very lucky because often I would not fall down there. I would fall much further. So let's try this one more time, shall we? After I explain parrying. Yeah, they're kind of risky maneuvers. You can block an enemy attack, cause them to stagger, and then, provided you have the right weapon, repulse them and do quite a bit more damage than you would just with a normal strike. So, it is very handy to be able to do. It's certainly not a guaranteed attack. Again, it can be very risky and leave yourself open for counterattack. The snake man wasn't heavy enough to... Oh no! But he just got obliterated. Here's the question. Risky parry. Had to do it though. He's gonna be bullying me though. I did not get something else soon. better sense of what order in which to attack these enemies coming up. This definitely psychs your mind a little bit, because if your timing is right, you can rush through that pretty quick and not have to worry about all the pendulums swinging. But it's certainly a mind freak because traded there. It's definitely one of those games where combat was definitely thought through very significantly. In my opinion, the platforming section, you have to run up and down, make your way through precarious moments, is almost purposely not very tight in terms of control. So it lends to a lot of sweaty palms in this area. I think anyone who's played through this. He hissed when he should have blocked. Classic Snake Man blunder. Oh, we got some more Titanite. Good. So if we die again, which I would prefer not to, we can actually make our way back to Andre, upgrade our sword yet again. So, either way, we win. So we got the really narrow bird now. Ah, forgot about him too. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Swap my pyromancy to my right hand. Try to do not punch my way off, but pyromancy. Oftentimes I would try to do that with my pyromancy in my left hand, and you just blank your pyromancy off the wall here, and look like a real intelligent hero. Yeah, if you can see here, a little bit of a gap in between these four. If you're not feeling quite so bold as to just charge right on through. And I don't believe there's much for me in there where he was standing, so what I'm going to do is make the last little run of this gauntlet here. Out of doors. And why I say run is hopefully something that I'll be able to just describe and not experience to anyone. I almost experienced it. So yeah, we made it outside, which is nice because there are no more pendulums. However, there are giant-sized firebombs being lobbed at us from other locations, and I don't really want any part of those. So, little secret is if you jump down that little break in the wall, you can find a bonfire. And just because... No, never mind. So I already gave all my humanity at the office. And by the office, I mean the Chaos Witch that I felt sorry for in the last episode. Gave her all my humanity. I was going to kindle that bonfire, but now is not the time, because I have nothing with which to kindle. So this is bait, and hopefully take it. There's a giant over there. He's not kind. He is dropping boulders into the area that he is responsible for all of the boulders getting in our way before. We've got another giant friend. Oh, some fireballs down it up. So our trial is not over, even though the pendulums are. I hope I get a little humanity because he's a very helpful friend that I would love to be able to summon to help us with the next boss. Oh man, he has a follow-up. Especially since I'm going to be shoving a lot of Sunny D with this guy, I think. This is one of the Veronique Knights, I think, that I fought before down in the Undead Parish. they hit very hard. So we're just running around a bit here. You can even see down into Sen's Fortress from up here. And depending on your angle, they're kind of popping in and out of existence, but the pendulums are swinging down there. I guarantee. And that's that draw distance. Sometimes you get too far from an object and it despawns in game. Doesn't let you see it anymore. Now this guy is a real hero. Actually, he's a hollow. Unfortunately, a little bit like our buddy Oscar before him, he is a knight who no longer has his sanity. But he does have a rapier. It's very fast. Before he embarrasses me, I'd like to take care of him. Maybe on level ground. Oh boy, there it is. Oh wow, he didn't riposte me. He slapped me. That's interesting. He certainly could have. He could have super punished me for that. I don't often have that much trouble with him. That was Ricard. I think there's a little bit of lore about him. Let's check his sword. Intricate decorations, chosen weapon of the infamous undead Prince Ricard. His exploits are told in a monomyth. He was born into royalty but wandered the lands. In a fateful, ill-conceived journey, he became undead and disappeared up north. And that would be here in Lordran. So, you get hints and bits of lore from different items that enemies drop, often their weapons or armor, indicating some things about the lands that they came from. So Ricard, like many others, came to Lordran on some quest or errand or whatever, and ended up becoming undead on his way. So perhaps Lordran was just the place for him, being another hollow. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see that there are proliferations of different stories regarding the undead and the curse and all of that has spread through all these other lands. Lordran is home to the gods of this world, to Anorlando, their city, where they dwell. But that does not mean that there aren't other cultures that have their own stories, their own myths, their own lore, really, regarding the beginnings of this world. Just kind of making my way uptown here. Again, there are some things I'm missing in this area, but I kind of just want to make it to the end. Your first run through Sen's Fortress is often not a very kind one, as we've already seen. Death already. I'd like to avoid many more. Forget if there's anything in here while I'm still a beef jerky person. There is not. Guess I'll go take care of Mr. Firebomb, who's sitting up here with all of his wares. And he can definitely hit you through the wall here, so it's a very good idea to, not engage immediately. Kind of wait him out a little bit. Sometimes you can hit him through the wall too. Moreover, sometimes he will get a little fed up with you. There it is. Just gotta wait for your buddy to throw a bit of a tantrum. And step out, run up here, get a few free hits in. He will be like this for a moment. Sometimes he doesn't learn, unfortunately. So, Tantrum 2.0, which again will allow us to take advantage of his anger management issues, really. He gives us a chunk, which is a very good upgrade item. It is it's the upgrade level in between large shards and the slab that we got from the Asylum Demon in the last episode. So yeah, a little preview of coming attractions here. Once we walk through the fog door below, this will be our prize. This stout lad up here. Now, unfortunately, I don't know that I'm going to be able to gather another humanity or kindle the bonfire near us. I was hoping that I might be able to summon some help in the form of a non-player character whose name is Black Iron Tarkus. Tarkus is essentially, in terms of his equipment, he is everything we want to be in this run. He has some very large armor, and a very large sword, and a very large shield. So he would be very helpful with what we're about to fight here, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to summon him. What I will be able to do is... we're just going to put this rare ring of sacrifice on, which, if we die, will prevent us from losing the souls that I've got here, because I have a decent amount. With only a few essence points, I thought that I might die. That said, Iron Golem is not the hardest enemy in this game. Kind of hard to see sometimes. It's actually an enemy that benefits from walk on. Sweet leg. Oh, come on. That was questionable. His legs enough, he will eventually cause him to stagger like this, even cause him to fall. And now we have a humanity, when it's too late. But yeah, that was a brief overview of Sin's Fortress. Again, there's more to explore here, which I might do at some point. Show off if I feel like it becomes super relevant. There's just some goodies and stuff that I'd missed. Obviously our buddy Logan is still a captive down there, but I mainly wanted to get through it on my way further on. As we can see, the wall is, well, the gate rather, is walled up at the moment. So we have but one course of action, that is to examine this ring of light. We have reached the city of the gods, Anor Londo. So yeah, by completing that last little litmus test, that is Sin's Fortress, and defeating the Iron Golem, you are granted access to the Holy City. And boy oh boy, for a decade-old game, this is still pretty. I love it. But yeah, we examined that Ring of Light and were accosted by what are actually some demons, oddly enough. I don't know if it was audible in the last episode or anything, but demons are a creation of the Witch of Izalith, who created, obviously lost Izalith, the city that is her namesake, and who created the Chaos Flame. So they're actually a product of her creation, and not necessarily of Lord Gwyn's. So it is interesting to find demons in his service in this area. I know there are some very large fellows here, and I'll probably take on some here in a second, but I want a little bit of insurance that when I biff it, I don't have to go back through Sin's Fortress again. So yeah, made it to the bonfire. I'll talk to this person here.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
A revelation will visit thee. This is a firekeeper, somewhat unlike the one at Firelink Shrine, obviously. For one, she can speak. For two, she's not dead at the moment. And three, she has what I think is one of the coolest armor sets in the game. Yeah, she is here to tend this flame. Interestingly enough, she calls us the Chosen Undead. A lot like, I believe, Kingseeker Frampt, the giant snake man, called us. It is funny to see the progression in how you're addressed in this game, though, as you go on. Because if you recall, when we first got to Firelink, we were basically just told that we were another unfortunate little corpse that got dredged up from the asylum. We weren't necessarily anybody's chosen at that point, and it wasn't guaranteed that we were going to be chosen for anything. And so it's interesting that this prophecy, it is hopeful that it will be fulfilled, obviously, in the minds and hearts of a lot of people in this kingdom, but there is no guarantee necessarily that it will be. And so even the firekeeper here, she's like, you know, you might be the chosen undead. She calls us that, but she also says if it's really you, something significant will happen when you reach the end of your quest here. Which we will probably not make it there in this episode, but we can make, I'd say, a little bit of headway toward that goal. You know what? I'm actually going to do some more endurance. So we beefed up a little bit. A quick word with these giant knights here. Luckily, they are not so intelligent as to necessarily attack me 2-on-1. So you can bait the first one away just by getting close. These guys do hit hard, though. Area of effect around their shield when they drop it. It's very good not to be in the way of that, if you can avoid it. And actually, circle strafing them like that can bait out the shield attack. sometime they will drop their, I don't know if they drop their shield, they will drop their crescent axe though. There's a little bit of lore in the item description about how brass weapons and things like that are commonplace in Anor Londo. So again, it's a similar color palette and make of armor and weapons as the Firekeeper. Man, yep, that's the power of that shield. Just rolled right toward him. Whew. Okay. Not too bad. Get to see what they're guarding. Little demon titanite, which is kind of cool. See a little bit of a hint of something else up there in the distance. The building will become more significant later on. Just a little bit of window dressing for the moment. Again, that is the fun thing about Dark Souls, is there's something that looks significant off in the distance. Chances are you can either get directly to it, or it is signifying something like it that you will be able to encounter in some way. Their shields for ugh. Ooh. Yeah, kick this giant iron knight. Brass knight, rather. That'll do a lot. So yeah, if anyone plays this and gets to this point and just finds that Anor Londo is absolutely sticking it to them, you can kind of farm these guys for some souls to level up at the bonfire nearby. Which isn't a bad way to do it. But I'm not going to sit here and just kill these guys over and over again right now. Actually, trying to use them, or the area they're in, as an object lesson, because something I've managed to miss up until this point, I'm pretty sure, entirely, is the fact that sometimes chests look a little bit different. Sometimes the chains don't sit the same way as other ones. And some lucky chests actually breathe somehow, which is a pretty good indication that what is inside them is not necessarily something that you want to see. So of course, I'm going to show it to you. This charming fellow is one of Dark Souls' most infamous enemies, the chest mimic. There it is. I'm gonna say this one's strangely quiet. They usually giggle at you when you fight them, which is just unnerving. And this is provided you actually get to fight one at all. If you're not paying attention, or don't know what to look for, you can often try to open one of them and get eaten alive, which is not fun. But often, they will have some kind of loot of significance. So I just got a crystal halberd, which I will admit does a lot of damage at this point in the game, but crystal weapons are not very durable. So you'll find yourself having to repair it quite a bit, or just use it till it breaks. But you can actually even repair broken weapons too, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can do it with your repair box, or Andre has to do that. But since I've got a couple souls, I'm gonna pop another. just make that endurance an even 30 for now. And yeah, I'll probably give it a little pause here for now, but we have officially made it to the fabled Anor Londo, the city of the gods. And there is a whole lot of game in this area that is in store for us, so I think I'll just leave that as a preview for next time. And once again, appreciate all of you joining me on this journey, and I hope you have a good one.